Hello students, how are you? Today we are going to study the chapter The Rat Trap by Selma Lagerlöf. It's a wonderful story written by a Swedish writer. Selma Lagerlöf was the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1909 in appreciation of the lofty idealism, vivid imagination, and spiritual perception that characterize her writings. Most of our stories are based on the theme that essential goodness in a human being can be awakened through understanding and love. And this particular story is also based on the same theme. The Rat Trap is based on the theme that essential goodness in a human being can be awakened through understanding and love. It simply means that no man is a criminal by birth. The story is about sin and redemption. A rat trap paddler. Paddler means sailor. Steals money from a crofter and gets the strength to redeem himself when another character shows kind and generous behavior towards him. The story is set in the iron ore districts of Sweden. There are many references to the sights and sounds in and around an iron mill. The whole story is based in the area which falls under the domain of an iron master who is the owner of Ramsjo Iron Works. The story takes place during the Christmas season, a festival of love and charity. Now, this is very important because it is directly related to the theme. Look at this picture of a man who is dressed in rags and wearing torn clothes. This is the main character of the story. The story begins like a fairy tale with the words, "Once upon a time, there was a man who went around selling small rat traps of wire." We are introduced to the rat trap paddler to keep his body and soul together, to survive. The paddler has to resort to begging and stealing in addition to making and selling rat traps. So, this was his prime vocation. But this was not enough, this was not sufficient, so he had to beg and he had to steal. His clothes were in rags, his cheeks were sunken, hollow, and hunger shone in his eyes. The peddler is called a number of names in the chapter, like vagabond, tramp, stranger, intruder, and ragamuffin. All these words show his sad state of existence. A poor, hungry, homeless man dressed in rags. He is a social outcast, leading a sad and monotonous life. He wanders from one place to another to sell rat traps. Once, while walking slowly on a lonely path with a bunch of rat traps dangling on his chest, the rat trap paddler was suddenly struck by an idea which gave him unusual joy. But what was this idea? Why did the idea give him unwanted joy, unusual joy? Let us see. The idea was the whole world is like a rat trap. The human beings are like rats. The world exists to set baits for people. It offered riches and joys, shelter and food, heat and clothing to tempt and to trap people. The rat trap is a metaphor for human predicament. For the difficult situations which are faced by human beings, rat trap is a symbol of that. The paddler got the idea of the world being a rat trap from his own rat traps. So this idea came from his own rat traps. Just as a rat is trapped by using baits like cheese and pork, Humans are trapped by using baits like wealth, comfort, and heat. Now comes the second character in the story, the crofter. Who is a crofter? Crofter is a person who rents or owns a small family farm. One dark evening, the paddler knocked on the door of a cottage. Usually, the paddler was greeted by sour faces. When he knocked at a door to seek shelter, people did not like him, but that cottage belonged to a crofter. The crofter was a lonely old man with no wife, no kids. He welcomed the paddler as he got company to overcome his loneliness. The crofter turned out to be a good host who shared five things with the paddler. He shared shelter. He gave him shelter at his home for the night. He gave him porridge to eat. This was the first thing. He gave him porridge to eat. He shared tobacco, gave him tobacco to smoke. He played a game of cards, Jollies. It's a game of cards. And the most important thing, the fifth one, was that he shared his confidences or secrets. Which secret did he share? Which secret did the crofter share with the paddler? Look at this picture of a cow. The lonely old crofter shared his secret of earning 30 kroner by selling milk of his cow. When the paddler seemed incredulous, who is incredulous? A person who is not willing to believe something. So the paddler, he seemed incredulous that how was it possible to earn such a big amount by selling milk of his cow. Kroner is the currency of Sweden. And in those days, 30 kroner was a huge amount. So the crofter got up, went to the window, took down a leather pouch which hung on a nail and picked out three wrinkled 10 kroner bills. After showing this to the peddler, he put them back in the pouch. What does this act of crofter remind you of? Think, the bait we put for a rat in a rat trap. Now, Crofter was a good host. Let us see what Paddler did. The Paddler betrayed the trust of the Crofter. He broke the trust of the Crofter. Next morning, he went away, then he came back. He returned to the cottage in the Crofter's absence and stole 30 kroner by smashing open a window pane, taking hold of the leather pouch, and stealing money. Don't you think that the paddler had taken the bait and fallen into a trap like a rat? His own theory, rat trap theory, became applicable on the paddler. The paddler took a path that went through a forest, as he wanted to avoid the public highway after stealing money from the crofter's house. So he took that path because he wanted to avoid the public highway as he had stolen money from the crofter's house. He lost his way in the big and confusing forest and realized his mistake, his folly. He had let himself be fooled by a bait and had been caught. He felt as if he was in an impenetrable prison, a prison from which you cannot escape, which you cannot enter and cannot escape, from which he could never escape. He was like a rat caught in a rat trap. It was getting dark and cold. The paddler was tired and he laid his head on the ground. Now, the story is based in Sweden, which is a cold country, and the month when the events of the story happen was December. When the paddler heard a sound of hard, regular thumping, he realized that an iron mill was nearby, because this sound was the sound of hammer strokes. He summoned all his strength and walked unsteadily towards the source of that sound, towards the iron mill. The area was part of the Ramsjo Iron Works. The master smith, the master blacksmith, and his apprentice were working in the iron mill. The paddler opened the gate and entered the forge of the iron mill and stood close to the furnace. The blacksmiths, the ironsmiths, took no note of the poor vagabond, that homeless person who wandered from one place to another, as it was quite common for the homeless wanderers to seek shelter in the mill. When the paddler asked to stay there for the night, the master blacksmith nodded a haughty consent. He gave an arrogant nod that you can stay. He did not even speak a word. The paddler was happy to get shelter and warmth. Now we are introduced to another main character, another important character, the Iron Master. The Ramsjo Iron Works was owned by the Iron Master, whose greatest ambition was to ship out good iron to the market. This was his only ambition. And to ensure that, he used to inspect the iron mill both during the day and at night. So that day, during his nightly round of inspection, he saw the paddler lying close to the furnace. Out of curiosity, the iron master tore off the paddler's slouch hat to get a clear look at the sleeping man's face. The ironmaster thought that the paddler was his old regimental comrade. Ironmaster was once he had retired from army, and when he saw the paddler in that dim light, dim light of the furnace, he thought that the paddler was his old acquaintance, somebody who was in an army regiment with him, named Captain Niels Olaf von Stahl. The paddler did not tell him his real identity, as he thought the iron master might give a couple of kroner to him in the mistaken belief that he was his old acquaintance. So he did not try to undeceive him. But when the iron master invited the paddler to his manor house, the paddler declined. Now, what is manor house? You see, big houses, a big house with farms in the countryside. And generally, such houses were owned by landlords, by rich people. So, Iron Master used to live in this house, the manor house. Paddler declined. Why did the paddler decline the Iron Master's invitation? An example of a picture of a manor house. The paddler thought that walking into the manor house after stealing money was like walking into a lion's den. It was like, you see, throwing yourself in a trap. Now we are introduced to the second most important character in the story after the paddler, Adela Wilmanson, the kind and perceptive girl. The Iron Master left after his invitation was declined by the paddler. After some time, his daughter, Adela, came to the iron mill to try and persuade the paddler to come to the manor house. She was an intelligent girl with great powers of persuasion. She noticed that the paddler was afraid. She thought, either he has stolen something or else he has escaped from jail. Now, if you compare this girl Adla with her father, you will find that she is more intelligent, quite perceptive. Her kind, compassionate, and friendly manner prompted the peddler to accept an invitation. The peddler was assured by her words that he would be allowed to leave freely whenever he wished to do so. While riding up to the manor house, the peddler had evil forebodings. He had these bad thoughts that something was going to happen, bad thoughts about his future. He was still thinking about the 30 kroner he had stolen from the crofter's house. Next day was Christmas Eve. The iron master told his daughter that they must take care of the peddler. They had to ensure that the man ate properly, and in the near future, the iron master also planned to find a better job for the peddler. But his wise and perceptive daughter, Adla, said that the man did not look like an educated man. Another example of her keen power of observation, her intelligence. Her father disagreed and said that once the peddler was well groomed, he would appear like an educated man, an army captain. And these were his words: the tramp manners will fall away from him with the tramp clothes. The moment his those old clothes worn by homeless people are removed from his body, his manners will also improve. He won't remain a tramp, he will become a gentleman. But the very next moment the peddler walked in. In clear daylight, the well dressed stranger, who had been bathed and shaved, looked altogether a new person. The ironmaster was shocked to discover the fact that the peddler wasn't his old regimental comrade. So the ironmaster was cured of his mistaken belief that this fellow was his old regimental comrade. What was the reaction of the ironmaster after he realized the true identity of the peddler? And what about the peddler? How would he react? After the ironmaster realized his mistake, the peddler made no attempt to dissimulate. He did not try to hide. He said that he had merely wanted to stay close to the furnace in the forge of the iron mill for its warmth and to seek shelter. But the ironmaster accused him of not undeceiving him after he had mistaken him for his old regimental comrade. He threatened to hand over the peddler to the sheriff. At this, the peddler started telling the ironmaster his theory of the world being a rat trap. Now, look at this thing. A fellow who is being threatened to be sent to prison was about to be handed to the sheriff, and he is telling his theory of world being a rat trap. So, don't you think this peddler had a quirky, a strange sense of humor? This whole theory of rat trap. He warned the ironmaster that one day he might get tempted by a big bait and become caught in a trap. This amused the ironmaster, but still he told the peddler to go away from his house. What is the true Christmas spirit? It was Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas. Christmas is a festival of love and charity, kindness and understanding. When the ironmaster asked the peddler to get out of Manor House, Adela felt sorry for the man. She was a kind and compassionate person. She wanted him to spend Christmas in the Manor House. She told the ironmaster that the peddler was a homeless person who wasn't welcome anywhere. He was afraid of being arrested. It was wrong on their part to chase a poor, hungry fellow who had been promised Christmas cheer by them. Reluctantly, the ironmaster had to agree to his daughter. He said, "You do preach worse than a parson, than a priest. I only hope you won't have to regret this." The peddler was astonished at the generosity and kindness of the girl. He did not speak much. He spent the whole Christmas Eve that day either sleeping or eating. This is an image of a church. Next day was Christmas. The Iron Master and his daughter got up early and left for church. They were informed at the church that an old crofter had been robbed by a rat trap peddler. While returning from the church, the Iron Master berated his daughter for allowing a thief to stay in their house. He mocked her, saying, I only wonder how many silver spoons are left in the cupboard by this time. Adla sat dejected in the wagon. She was now gloomy and hopeless. When the wagon stopped at the front steps of their manor house, the Iron Master asked his valet about the peddler. So the servant answered that the peddler had gone away, but he had left a package for Miss Wilmanson as a Christmas gift, as a Christmas present. When the girl opened the package, she gave a little cry of joy. What did the package contain? Why was Adela happy to see the gift left by the peddler? There were three things in the package. It was badly done. It was badly done. So, all the things were visible from outside, and there were three things. There was a rat trap. Now, inside that rat trap, there were three 10 kroner bills, in total 30 kroner, which the peddler had stolen from the crofter, and there was a letter which was addressed to Adla, and this letter was signed Captain von Stahl, that regimental comrade. The gift. The peddler had left a package for Adla Wilmanson as a Christmas present, as a Christmas gift. It was badly done up, and three things inside it: a small rat trap, three wrinkled 10 kroner notes, the second thing, and the most important thing, a letter which was addressed to Adla. Adla was happy to see the gift as it meant that the peddler hadn't betrayed her trust. Instead of stealing something from her house, he had reciprocated her kind and generous behavior. It was a turning point in his life. The letter was written in large, jagged characters as if this was written by somebody who was semi literate. The peddler thanked the girl for her kindness and generosity, her understanding and love. He wanted Adla to return 30 kroner to the crofter from whom the money was stolen. He wrote that Adla had treated him as if he was a real captain. By being raised to captain, he got power to clear himself. And he signed letter as Captain von Stahl because he did not want Adla to be embarrassed by signing as a thief on the occasion of Christmas. In this way, kindness and generosity of that girl gave Paddler the strength to redeem himself, and he was no more a sinner. Now let us discuss the four main characters of the story. The Paddler. The Paddler is the protagonist of the story, the hero of the story, the main character. His physical appearance is always dressed in rags. He is also called Ragamuffin because of this. Cheeks are sunken, hunger gleamed in his eyes, and a bunch of rat traps dangling on his chest. In the chapter, you will find he is given a number of nicknames: vagabond, tramp, ragamuffin, intruder, stranger, paddler, and the meaning of paddler is sailor. His character traits: this fellow had good survival instincts. Bagging, stealing, making, and selling rat traps. By doing these three things, he was able to keep body and soul together to survive. Despite his poverty, he was philosophical. Look at the metaphor of the rat trap for human predicament, human situation. Quirky sense of humor. Comparing the world to a rat trap, human beings to rats, comforts and riches to baits, his interaction with the Iron Master when his real identity is revealed, and finally, giving a gift of a rat trap to that girl, a Christmas gift. Now imagine somebody giving you a gift, a rat trap as a gift during your birthday. If you look at this character, that metaphor of the rat trap, this is, you see, rat trap is also a symbol of a symbol of existential dread, human existence, power to realize his folly and redeem himself. He had also the power to realize his mistake and to try for redemption. And in the story, you will find, though he is a criminal, but he has many flaws, many weaknesses, but still he comes out as a sympathetic character. The second most important character, Adla, she was not at all pretty, but seemed modest and quite shy. This line is there in the chapter. She is a kind, generous, compassionate, friendly girl, wise, perceptive, good judgment of human character. She also recognized that he did not look educated, he was afraid, and her kindness gave moral strength to the paddler to reform himself. Despite knowing the paddler's true identity, she convinced her father to give shelter to him. She tried her best to provide Christmas cheer to the paddler. She is the only truly positive character in the story. Third most important character is the Iron Master. He is a rich person, owner of the Ramsjo Iron Works. He is dedicated towards his iron mill, which is evident from his daily rounds of inspection. His ambition is to ship good quality iron to the market. He owns a manor house, a very powerful man. He was once in the army, but now was retired. He is kind hearted and friendly, which is evident from his invitation to the paddler, whom he mistakenly took as his old regimental comrade. But his kindness isn't boundless, it is not limitless, like his daughter. After finding the true identity of the paddler, he threatened to hand him to the sheriff and asked him to get out of his house. Besides, his mocking and berating of his daughter when they were returning from the church in the last part of the story shows the limits of his kindness. So he is not as kind as his daughter. He was poor in perceptive power and observation skills. His daughter, she was perceptive, wise, and with good observation skills. And therefore, the Iron Master comes out as a gullible character. The crofter, a lonely old man, no wife, kids. He gave shelter to the paddler because he needed human company. And as a host, he is very good because he shared five things: shelter, tobacco, porridge, a game of cards, jollies, and finally his secret of earning 30 kroner by selling milk of his cow. But the paddler broke his trust by stealing those 30 kroners. Later on, the paddler thought that perhaps the crofter kept money as a bait to tempt the poor wanderers. You will find this reference in the letter which is there at the end of the chapter. Now, some questions which were asked in previous year's board exams. Short answered questions. What what was the paddler's means of livelihood? What were the paddler's means of livelihood and how did he manage his survival? Three things: making rat traps, selling rat traps, bagging, and stealing. What do we get to know about the sad and monotonous life of the paddler? He used to walk on lonely paths. World had never been kind towards him. Okay, there are so many words right in the first paragraph of the chapter. You will find his clothes were in rags, his cheeks sunken, hunger gleamed in his eyes. What did the paddler do to keep his body and soul together? Selling rat traps, bagging, and stealing. Same answer. Why did the paddler knock on the cottage by the roadside? Because it was getting dark and he needed somewhere to stay. And how was he treated by the owner, by the crofter? He was treated in a good manner, and the crofter he shared five things. What hospitality did the paddler receive from the crofter? We have already talked about those five things. What do we learn about the crofter's nature from the lesson The Rat Trap? He was a lonely man in need of human company. He was a good host. He had no wife, no kid. Why did the paddler keep to the woods, to the forest, after leaving the crofter's cottage? Because he had stolen money and he was afraid of being caught by the police authorities. What was the paddler's philosophy and how did he get trapped in it? His philosophy was that the world was like a rat trap and he got trapped by stealing 30 kroner and thereafter he lost his way in the forest. What do we get to know about the Iron Master as the proud owner of Ramsjo Iron Works? That his only ambition was to ship good quality iron and he was a dedicated owner and he used to inspect Ramsjo Iron Works twice in a day. Why did the Iron Master invite the paddler home? Because he thought that the paddler was his old regimental comrade. And the paddler's reaction? He did not like that, but he tried not to undeceive him because he wanted a couple of kroner thrown at him. He did not want to accompany the Iron Master because walking into the manor house was walking into a lion's den. Why didn't the paddler reveal his real identity to the Iron Master? Because of that, a couple of kroner might be thrown at him. Adla had a better sense of observation. You will find so many examples. She recognized that he had escaped from jail, he was afraid, stolen something, okay, and he did not look like an educated person. Why she pled with her father not to send the vagabond away? Because it was Christmas, a festival of kindness, and she wanted to provide food and shelter to the homeless paddler. Why did the paddler sign his letter as Captain Von Stall? As he did not want to embarrass Adla on Christmas season and he got the power to redeem himself as he was raised to the position of captain by Adla. He wanted to reciprocate her kindness and generosity. But just as he laid his head on the ground, he heard a sound, hard, regular thumping. There was no doubt as to what that was. He raised himself. Those are the hammer strokes from an iron mill, he thought. Who is he? Paddler. Where was he at the moment? Lost in the forest, near the iron mill. Why did he lay his head on the ground? It was dark, cold, he was getting tired, and he thought that he was caught in a rat trap. Did he feel comfortable on hearing the thumping sound? Yes, because it was a signal that he might get shelter and warmth nearby. This sound came from an iron mill. And these questions were compiled by my colleague, Dr. Manisha Singh, PGT English. Okay, learners, stay healthy, keep learning, best wishes. In case you have a doubt, you can write in comment section and I'll try to reply. Thank you.